About 3 to 4 years ago, we launched the Builder Series, where we sat down guys who build trucks and let them talk about what inspired them and how their build came to life. I'm Lawson. You guys can find me at lawson.co on the gram. In today's video, we flew 1,100 miles down to Panama City, Florida to go meet up with Dalton Bertrand to talk about his Cateye build. Let's check it out.
My name is Dalton Bertrand and I drive a 10-inch lifted Cateye Duramax. I'd have to say what got me into building trucks was, I would say in high school, just a lot of my friends were into them, and it was mostly diesels in high school. You know, I wanted to build one. I've always been interested in like lifted trucks, lifted diesels mainly, and as soon as I was able to afford any type of lift kit, any type of wheel tire, I started building just in my driveway, and yeah, it's kind of taken off from there. I have all sorts of different diesel builds now, from stock height to 10-inch lifted ones like this, huge projects like the whistling diesel truck and things like that. What I enjoy most about building would be trying to challenge myself to put something out there that's different from what others have already done, and see if I can take it to the next level, make things that really stand out. As far as influences, I'd have to say, starting off probably just myself, just photoshopping different builds, kind of brainstorming on my own. And then of course, once the shop was brought here to Panama City, it's made everything a lot easier, having a lot of help, a lot of great ideas behind a lot of the builds, and it's kind of just grown from there. Yeah, when I first started on YouTube, it was all just in my driveway. Basically seeing what I can get away with in my driveway, being in an HOA. It was kind of a pain, but building lift kits, put wheels and tires on. Well, I wouldn't say building lift kits, but putting lift kits on, wheels and tires, exhausts, turbos, stuff like that in my driveway. That's kind of how it all started. And then luckily, now that the shop's here, everything's got a lot easier, a lot more resources, and a lot more knowledge with the guys that are here now. So everything's been a lot smoother, and yeah, hopefully it just keeps going. I would have to say my passion started with the truck that's behind me. I bought it from my dad when I was like 19. It was completely stock. Originally, I put a 6-inch rough country lift on it on 37s, and I had the torsion bars as max as they could possibly go. It rode horrible. And then when I had a little bit more money, I ended up getting a 10-inch Cognito lift. Got the 38 1550s on a 20x14 fuel nuts. They were, and then I got these new wheels and tires, which are the 2414 TIS forged 40 1550 Nitto Trail Grapplers. I've been through so many different wraps. I think started with the gray one, and then the blue, the tropical Tiffany blue, I guess you could call it, and then the military green, and then now I got the old General Lee Duramax behind me. So yeah, this is the build that started it all basically. It's been through a lot of different phases. Why trucks? I would have to say it kind of just started off as just me building it, and then with social media, I seen like the growth on social media, and when I started building this truck was when like Instagram was pretty new as far as automotive and trucks go, and it just kept growing, and people wanted to see more of the build. And then as it got this big, I had to kind of think of other ideas, and then it just kind of opened up all different opportunities of different brands of trucks, and it just keeps growing. It just keeps going. So as far as future plans go, with this truck, the goal right now is to go a full 4-link solid axle. It'll be about 14 to 16-inch lift. Probably go on 42s, maybe 26s eventually. And I want to make it like a more capable off-road truck. You can't have the General Lee theme without being able to jump it a little bit. That's probably the big things we have planned for this truck. As far as the other builds, my 12-valve, the white truck, new wrap is on its way. The turbo is now here. And I want to make that a real quick, like just street truck. Nothing too crazy, but like a nice 700-800 horse, 12 valve. It's a single cab long bed, so it's like perfect. It's perfect for it. And then the 24 valve, the whistling diesel truck. It's a big project. The goal right now is to do a dually flatbed on 38s. Not a huge lift, but something pretty functional. Tow with it, stuff like that. And yeah, that's the goal. So the biggest setback was with this build probably would have to be getting material here, wraps are rare to find now. A lot of components are on back order with the way the world is right now. And of course, my neighborhood is tough to work on my trucks in without someone complaining, even if it's something as simple as, you know, airing my tire up or just rotating the tires. Someone's gonna complain. And but as far as like anything failing on the truck, I've been pretty lucky so far. I haven't been that easy on the truck, but that was the goal early on, is I wanted to build it to where it could handle a decent amount of abuse. You know, the front end, the IFS obviously being a weak component of Chevys. I wanted to make sure that thing was pretty stout if I did want to do some mild to, you know, somewhat aggressive off-roading. And it's held up great. So I've been lucky as far as that goes. As far as what my friends and family think, luckily a lot of my friends are into the same thing. My dad's big into automotive. He's not much into like the diesel truck scene, although he did buy this truck originally and I did buy it from him. You know, he wasn't really about the whole customization, lifting it. It's not really his thing, although him and my mom really enjoy watching what I've done to the vehicles over the years. But yeah, all my friends all drive lifted diesels, you know, so they got all the same interests as me. And so we kind of help each other out with ideas. Where I learned to build and customize would have to be my dad. Although he wasn't really into like the whole building and fabricating stuff, he kind of gave me some general knowledge of, you know, how a lot of, you know, power tools work and stuff like that growing up. And then out of high school, I worked for my neighbor. He actually builds like wakeboarding towers here and custom bow rails on boats and stuff. So I learned a lot of fabricating through him and just working with metal and all that. I'm not really into like building full custom suspensions and stuff like that. That's my buddy Rory that owns Resurrected Diesel does. But as far as, you know, building, just like putting bolt-on stuff on the truck, just kind of just giving it a shot, not being afraid. And you still got to know your limits if you're just learning. But yeah, I just kind of self-taught as far as automotive goes, you know. My thoughts from Custom Offsets when they started out till now is it's pretty cool to watch, because when I started like on Instagram and posting my truck, it was around the same time when Custom Offsets started, you know, starting to blow up, and basically just started then as well. And I remember it was cool if Custom Offsets like had your truck on their website, you know, like showing your lift, wheels, and tires. They had like the list of all the different components that went into each build. And I thought that was always really cool to see that, because, you know, me being real small on Instagram and just having a smaller following, it was kind of cool. It was a cool thing to see, and then now see Custom Offset is huge in the truck and, you know, automotive scene. It's pretty cool to watch.